Welcome back to Average Guy Observations. Today I'm going to be reviewing a hydraulic top link for my Kubota tractor. I'd rate the overall experience of this purchase as being 2 standard deviations above average and the product itself maybe a half standard deviation above average. So here it is. 400. There we go, MX 5400 with the front bucket. And what I'm looking at today is I wanted to change out this upper link here. As you can see on my box scraper, sometimes I want the box scraper to be pretty level, sometimes I want it to dig down, and sometimes I want it to just spread dirt, meaning tilting it backwards this way, and then digging down would be tilting it forward. So this upper link is great for that if you want a fixed position, because every time you have to adjust that, you have to get out. So what I did is I hopped online and I bought this hydraulic upper unit. Luckily my tractor already has a couple of first and second auxiliary hydraulic system installed, and I actually have a third function out on the front there for my snow plow, which is over there, and I will do a small review on that later. All right, so this is the cool part, is I just spent a few minutes getting it set up, and I just wanted to show you how it operates. So in my Kubota, the MX 5400 and probably also the 6000, my controls for these auxiliary hydraulics are right here. So you can see on the back, you can go one direction and you can see it tilting forward, and the other direction tilting back. So now, while I'm driving, I'll be able to adjust using these handles right here next to my seat. So inside the cab, I'll be able to adjust that upper link, and so when I'm leveling ground like I have here, it will make it a lot easier when I need to say dig in this area and spread in this area. All right, so I just wanted to spend a couple of minutes on this side of the tractor to show a couple of things. And so this class is a class 1 on both ends of my tractor. So you can see up there, that is also a class 1 pin, and that dictates how big this gimbal bearing or spherical bearing is on each end of it. And so I believe this pin is a 3/4 inch pin on both sides. All right, next thing is the kit that I bought has this pretty cool hydraulic block in the middle, which will lock it in the up or down position, and that way once you turn off the hydraulics, it will lock this ram into position, so it won't be adjusting itself based on the force that's applied back here as you're running across the ground. So this block right here I think is worth it, and you can see it's got a little pipe that comes up and feeds that end of the hydraulic ram or cylinder, and that feeds the other side. So it came with that, and it came with these hoses with all the appropriate connections. And since my tractor has these quick disconnects, it was just literally a plug in, just push them in until they click into place. Now I did have to use a wrench. I used a handy crescent wrench on these bolts here and these fittings here to tighten them all down, but they already came with the crush washers in them, so it came with everything you need. And this right here is to hold it up on your tractor when you're not using it. Now I currently don't have a mount that's strong enough, because this one was made for this member, and I just don't think that's going to be enough to support this hydraulic ram when I'm not using it. Now that I had a chance to come inside after doing a little bit of recording outside, I just wanted to share with you a couple of points while I was buying this. So let me share my screen here, pull this down on here. Now this right here is the one that I ended up purchasing, and I'll put the link in the description below, but It's the hydraulic top link category 1-1 with locking block. And so you can see these dimensions here are what was important for me to get the right length for that top link. And then the category 1 was very important as well. So you can see in the description here, in the pictures, it shows everything that's included. And it even shows these dimensions. So I would suggest spending a little time on these dimensions, make sure that they match what your tractor can accept. And I think overall, I would probably rate the product as maybe a slightly above average. I was very happy with nearly all of it. I think the only parts that were a little bit maybe subpar was the coating on it. You probably noticed while I was installing it, it looks like they just rattle canned the coating on there and they just spray painted it last minute. And so it's already flaking off, and it's pretty much just been handled with my bare hands. So I'm sure that coating is not going to stand up over time. I'm going to have to recoat that. Everything else though seemed to be pretty good. And that's my take on this hydraulic top link.